Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I hope you guys are doing well. I have been so busy with school and Etsy and everything else that I have just not had a moment to sit down and do something for myself lately, but I decided to take the time to get a little bit of journaling done today, so I am super excited about that. And I was working on another video, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to edit that video and get it looking nice for you guys. So yeah, it's going to take me a couple weeks. So I thought that maybe I would do a little bit of journaling today, and then next week I'll do a little bit more journaling, and then hopefully after that I should be able to get that video out for you guys. But yeah, so right now I am sticking down this napkin, which had some pumpkins on it. I think it was actually a Thanksgiving napkin, but I just really like the colors, and that's kind of the color scheme that I wanted to go with. So I am journaling about the fair. We actually had a fair this year, which I was super excited about. So I took the kids up there with my friend and her kids, and we just had a good time and spent hours and hours up there. Of course, I couldn't ride anything. I did get on the merry-go-round, but other than that, I can't ride anything right now because I'm pregnant. So, but it was fine. I got my funnel cake, which is all I really wanted when we went. So I had a good time, and the kids had a good time, and they rode tons of rides. So it was fun. So I had pulled out a bunch of stuff that was all kind of in the same color scheme, and I'm just going to play around with those things until I decide where I want to put them down. I actually did really good with these journal spreads because I guess I just didn't really have much fear. I was just going for it. So I just started gluing stuff down automatically without really putting too much thought into it, which I'm most successful when that happens. If I think too much about it, then I'll change it, and then I won't like it. And then, yeah, I've just noticed that when I go ahead and commit to something, it's normally the right decision the first time. So I just kind of let myself go and did whatever I felt like doing on these pages, and it was really an enjoyable experience for me. So this is some lace paper that I don't have available in my shop yet, but I plan on having that out soon as well. It's just a new pattern of lace paper. I offer, I think, 11 different kinds, but I haven't quite gotten this one to work out for me perfectly yet. This page was just kind of my practice run, and yeah, so I'm gonna work on that a little bit more and try to make it look nice, and then I'll list it. But I go ahead and glue that lace paper down to the page, and then I'm just going to fiddle around with a bunch of things until I decide what I want to put on top of it. So I really like these pieces, but I do end up moving them around a little bit more in a second. These are pieces of a ruffle roll that I had left over from my shop, so I'm going to stick that down on top of the blue page. And then this is a piece of washi tape that I made, and yeah, I just stamped on top of it. And actually the video that I've been working on is how to make your own washi tape in 20 different ways. So this video is going to take me a minute to edit. So I will have that out for you guys soon, and you'll get to see my process on how I made 20 different kinds of washi tapes, or decorative tapes, if you will. So that little piece that I just glued on top of the ruffle roll is actually just a bit of packaging that I just had laying around. But I thought that the heart would just be cute. It just kind of fit with the page, so I just went ahead and stuck that down. And then I'm sticking down the ruffle roll with some double-sided tape to make it into kind of like a belly band on that blue card. This is like a tag card or something. I think it came from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection like a million years ago, and I always forget to use it when I journal about the fair, and I feel like that's just kind of where it belongs, is on a page about the fair. I don't know why I've never used it, but it's just been laying around forever. And it says like hooray, and it has like popcorn and stuff on it, and so yeah, I finally remembered to use it, which is exciting for me. So I went ahead and stuck that down on the edge of that page. So it's kind of like a tip in, and I just stuck that down with some washi tape. And then I'm just going around the edges of that tag because it's like stark white, and this page has a lot of brown tones in it, so I just kind of wanted it all blend together well. So this is when I decide that I want to put that blue card on the back side of that Maggie Holmes tag card. So yeah, I'm gonna stick that down with some double-sided tape here in a minute. And then that's just a sticker. I felt like that page still needed something else on it, so I just stuck that down. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stick this blue card onto the back of the Maggie Holmes card, just on 3 sides, so there's like a pocket in between the 2 cards. And then I felt like that opposite page needed a little bit of yellow, so I just stapled these flowers that I had pressed and laminated a million years ago down onto that page. And then in that pocket between the blue card and the Maggie Holmes card, I stuck some of the extra photos that I had for this page. And then that last photo, I decided I would just go ahead and stick that straight down to the page. I just cut it down so that it would fit a little bit better into that little space. And then I used like a photo corners just to make it a little bit more decorative. So this is a ticket that Jeremy found on the ground. They took my ticket when I came into the fair, which was unfortunate because that was like the only thing that I would have gotten from the fair. We ended up getting unlimited rides through my friend, so they just give you a stamp for that. They don't give you tickets, which kind of sucks. So he found this ticket was ripped up on the ground, and I decided to just stick that down onto the page. And then these are some more pressed flowers that I laminated and decided to stick down just because they're all kind of in the same color scheme, and I thought it would be really pretty to have like a clear page on top of that Maggie Holmes card. So I just used a little bit of washi tape along the edge of those pressed flowers just so that it would flip out. And this is where I decided to pull this up because that little piece of packaging that I put on top of the ruffle was kind of coming up off of the ruffle. So I decided to staple that down so that it wouldn't come up later, and then I moved the ruffle down along the bottom edge of that blue card instead. I just tucked a couple little journaling cards into that ruffle tuck spot just so that I can journal on them later. And now I am going to put a couple of stickers around just to decorate the page a little bit more, and then I'll go in and do my journaling off camera. So then on to the next page, I'm going to be journaling about going to the pumpkin patch. We went to the pumpkin patch over the last weekend, and the kids got to pick out some pumpkins to carve and paint. And yeah, we had a good time. We rode the hayride, and we were out in the middle of the country, but it was a lot of fun. So that card on the left with the red flower is actually just a card, a handmade card that I got in some Happy Mail. So I really wanted to include that in my journal. I think it's really pretty, and I don't, there's not really any reason why it's on this page in particular, but I just like it, and I thought that the colors would go nice together. And then that gold card there is something that I embossed. I kind of messed it up, so I decided I would just use it in my journal. But you'll see my process for that in the washi tape video that I will have coming up soon. So I do end up deciding to make that a top loading tuck spot in a few minutes. So I thought I would do something kind of different, and I'm going to play around with making a wax seal. So I have this string, and I'm going to lay it over top of some acetate, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my wax seal stuff ready, and I'm going to put a flower down and then make a wax seal over top of that. And I'm doing it on the acetate just so that it's easy for me to peel it up later and stick it down onto my journal page. So yeah, I go ahead and make my wax seal, and then I'm going to put my stamp down and kind of let that cool off for a few minutes before I peel it up. And that's just going to kind of be like a decoration for this page and to pull some red into that opposite page. So I go ahead and peel it off the acetate now, and then I am trying to decide where I want to put it. I was going to put that little mushroom down there, but I decided that I like the wax seal down there better. So I'm going to stick that down here in a second. I go ahead and glue this handmade card down. And then I'm going to use double-sided tape on 3 sides of that gold embossed card to make that into a top-loading tuck spot. And I just tucked a little ledger paper in there so I could journal on that later. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of double-sided tape on the back of that wax seal, and I'm just going to glue down the strings along the page. I did use a glue stick. Maybe that wasn't the brightest thing for me to do, but it worked. And then I'm going to staple this little Tim Holtz card along the edge of that gold embossed card, and I'm just going to use one sticker on this page. I think these stickers are so pretty. And then on to the next page, I had this other picture from the pumpkin patch that I wanted to use as well. And it just so happened that it was the exact same size as this envelope, so I decided to just glue that photo down to the back of that envelope, kind of closing the envelope up so it's just like another page. And then this is a rub-on that I got when I purchased something from scrapbook.com a while ago, and I really like this rub-on. I think it's really pretty, so I wanted to use that on this page as well. So yeah, just go ahead and glue that photo down just to cover up the inside of that envelope. And then I use some washi tape on the opposite side of the envelope just to make sure it doesn't come up in the future. So I decided to use the kind of like paint swatches at the bottom of that rub-on up at the top of the page. So I go ahead and rub those on. I messed it up a little bit, but yeah, it's no big deal. It's my journal. I thought that maybe I could do something else on top of that envelope, but I decided I would use this little Tim Holtz mushroom instead. And then underneath that envelope, it needed something else on the page, so I decided to take this like plaid scrapbook paper and kind of make like a little pocket out of that. So I'm gonna rip it down so that it's, I guess, just a little bit more interesting of a pocket. And yeah, I'm just gonna distress the edges a little bit, and I will stick a journaling card and my last photo in there. This is one of my hand-drawn stickers, and I decided to use that in the bottom corner of that pocket, and I just used a little bit of Tim Holtz ephemera on there as well. I did end up getting some flowers from Jeremy after the video was made, so I ended up stapling on those flowers off camera, and but you'll see that at the end of the video. So I just stuck double-sided tape on 3 sides of that pocket, and then I just put my journaling card and my other photo inside of that pocket. And then on the front side of that envelope, I decided I would use my letter stickers and spell out Bert's Pumpkin Patch, which is the name of the pumpkin patch we went to. And the last thing I do is I go ahead and staple this little faux leaf down that I got in some Happy Mail. And that's the finished spread. So I hope you enjoyed this journaling process, and I hope you got some good ideas out of it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which I hope to have out next week. I'm going to be doing some journaling about Halloween and my daughter's birthday, which is on Halloween. And then after that, hopefully I will have this washi tape video edited and ready for you guys to see. So yeah, I look forward to that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.